今天我们继续读《前世今生》第7章。When Catherine arrived for her next appointment 1 week later, I was ready to play the tape last week's incredible dialogue. After all, she was providing me with celestial poetry in addition to past life recall. I told her that she had related information from after-death experiences, even though she had no memory at all of the in-between or spiritual state. She was reluctant to listen. Overwhelmingly improved and happier, she had no need to listen to this material. Besides, it was all somewhat airy. I prevailed upon her to listen. It was wonderful, beautiful, uplifting, and it came through her. I wanted to share it with her. She listened to her soft whisper on the tape for only a few minutes, and then she made me turn it off. She said it was just too weird and made her uncomfortable. Silently, I remembered, this is for you, not for her. I wondered how long these sessions would continue because she was improving every week. Now only a few ripples remained in her once turbulent pond. She was still afraid of enclosed places, and the relationship with Stuart was still literally touch and go. Otherwise, her progress was remarkable. 这是他下一次的治疗时间，但是这个 Catherine 的状况已经明显好转。他反正每次把这些录音，他打算把这些录音放给他听，但是他看到他状态比较好，就觉得没有必要再放这些录音给他听。他也不愿意听，但是因为有一些录音，那些传递的信息是给这个医生的，而不是给这个 Catherine。然后他也很奇怪说，这个心理的疗程还要持续多久？因为他每周都恢复得很快。他跟那个 Stuart 的关系，虽然说还有一些摩擦，但是touch and go， 这个是摩擦，但是总体上还是在好转。We had not had a traditional psychotherapy session for months. None was necessary. We would chat for a few minutes to catch up on the events of the week, then move quickly to the hypnotic regression, whether due to the actual memories of major traumas or daily mini-traumas, or to the process of reliving the experiences. Catherine was virtually cured. Her phobias and panic attacks had just about disappeared. She had no fear of death or dying. She was no longer afraid of losing control. Psychiatrists are now using high doses of tranquilizers and antidepressant medicines to treat people with Catherine's symptoms. In addition to the medicines, the patients are also often in intensive psychotherapy or attending phobia group therapy sessions. Many psychiatrists believe that symptoms such as Catherine's have a biological basis, that there are deficiencies in one or several brain chemicals. 因为他们这种不是一种传统的心理学治疗，所以他基本上每一次一开始就是简单问几句， 这几周来有什么事情，然后就直接进入到催眠催眠状态，就是他希望通过催眠来发现记忆中的一些创伤或者日常的 mini trauma，就是微创伤。基本上 Catherine 的症状已经算是痊愈了，她也不害怕水了，也没有那种焦虑，她也不怕死亡，也不怕失去控制啊什么的。现在的心理学家有时候会经常开一些高剂量的安定剂啊、镇定剂啊，或者说抗抑郁的药。如果遇到像凯特人这样的情况的，通常他们会有这种非常集中的心理学治疗，或者参加那种什么治疗恐惧的小组的那种讲座或者什么的。还是有很多心理学家相信啊，这样的恐惧啊，或者这种恐惧是有一种生物学的基础，就是他们认为可能大脑里缺少什么样的分子啊，然后就造成这种恐惧，所以他们通常还是开那个药。As I hypnotized Catherine to a deep trance state, I thought about how remarkable and wonderful it was that in a period of weeks, without the use of medicine, traditional therapy, or group therapy, she was nearly cured. This was not just the suppression of symptoms, nor the grating of teeth and living through it, a life racked by fears. This was a cure, the absence of symptoms, and she was radiant, serene, and happy beyond my wildest hopes. 就是通过他这种深度催眠的状态，基本上在几周内，这个 Catherine 的可以说是治愈，完全痊愈，因为没有用任何药物。这种治愈是真的治标的，而不是治本的，不是说只是症状消失，只是说，你生活中还是非常的苦恼，你只是说咬咬牙去忍过去了，因为他的这种恐惧是基本上是伴随他一生的。但是短短几个月内，就在没有任何药物的情况下，就不光是治本，而且是治标，就是现在他整个人已经变成一个非常活力焕发的、非常快乐的一个人。这个是这个医生 Dr. Brian Weiss 从来没有想过的事情。Her voice was a soft whisper again. I'm in a building. Something with a domed ceiling. The ceiling is blue and gold. There are other people with me. They are dressed in some type of robe, very old and dirty. I don't know how we got there. There are many figures in the room. There are also some pieces standing on some stone structure. There's a large gold figure at one end of the room. He appears. He's very large with wings. He is very evil. It's very hot in the room, very hot. It's hot because there are no opening into the room. We have to stay away from the village. There is something wrong with us. 这是他又开始进入到那个前世记忆的状态。这一次他是在一个很大的建筑物里面，那个天花板是一种拱顶的天花板，天花板是蓝色的和金色的。这里面有很多人，都穿着那种长袍， 但是很老很旧的长袍，很脏的长袍，很老旧而且很脏的长袍。他不知道这里是什么地方，这里有很多人，里面非常热。在那个房间的尽头有一个很大的那个金色的，他说 figure， 这 figure 不知道是一个人还是一个塑像还是什么，它是很大，有翅膀，然后它看起来非常邪恶。这里很热，因为这个房间没有任何窗子，也没有开口。然后有人在讲话。Are you sick? Yes, we are all sick. I don't know what it is we have, but our skin dies. It becomes very black. I feel very cold. The air is very dry, very stale. We cannot return to the village. We must stay out. Some of the faces are deformed. The disease sounds terrible, like leprosy. If she had once had a glamorous lifetime, we had not yet stumbled across it. How long do you have to stay there? Forever, she answered gloomily. Until we die. There is no cure for this. Do you know the name of the disease? What it is called? No, the skin gets very dry and shrivells up. I have been there for years. There are others who have just arrived. There's no way back. We have been cast out to die. She suffered a wretched existence, living in a cave. We must hunt for our food. I see some type of wild beasts that we are hunting for with horns. It's brown with horns, big horns. Does anybody visit you? No, they cannot go near, or they will suffer from the evil too. We have been cursed for some evil we have done, and this is our punishment, the sand of her theology. We're constantly shifting in the hourglass of her life. Only after death, in the spiritual state, was there a welcome and reassuring constant. Do you know what year it is? We have lost track of time. We are sick. We just await our death. Is there no hope? I felt the infectious despair. There is no hope. We will all die, and there's much pain in my hand. My whole body is weak. I'm old. It's difficult for me to move. What happens when you cannot move anymore? You are moved to another cave and you are left there to die. 这是好像是他们得了一种什么流行病一样，这种病可能也没法治，就是他们这些得病的人全部都被集中起来，扔到一个比较隔绝的地方。好像是一种皮肤病啊，或者什么。这医生说这个听起来有点像 leprosy 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 very rare disease. 麻风病然后这里的人基本上就是被送到那儿等死，然后他们还必须自己打猎，他们打猎的那个动物是有很大的角，然后他说他很快就变得那个很老了，将死了，然后如果到快死了不能动的时候，他们会被扔到另外一个山洞里，就让他们在那里等死。What do they do with the dead? They seal the entrance to the cave. Do they ever seal a cave before the person is dead? I was searching for a clue to her fear of enclosed places. I do not know. I have never been there. I'm in in the room with other people. It's very hot. I'm against the wall, just lying there. What is the room for? It is for the worship. Many gods. It's very hot. I advance for in time. I see something white. I see something white. Some type of canopy. They're moving somebody. Is it you? I don't know. I will welcome death. My body is in so much pain. Catherine's lips were drawn thin in pain, and she was panting because of the heat in the cave. I took her to the day of her death. She was still panting. Is it hard to breathe? I asked. Yes, so hot in here. Feels so hot, very dark. I cannot see and I cannot move. She was dying, paralyzed and alone in a hot, dark cave. The mouth of the cave was already sealed shut. She was frightened and miserable. Her breathing grew more rapid and irregular, and she mercifully died, ending this anguished life. I feel very light, like I'm floating. It's very bright here. It's wonderful. Are you in pain? No, she paused, and I awaited the masters instead. She was whisked away. I'm falling very fast. I'm going back to a body. She seemed as surprised as I was. 就是最后他那个死前的那个状态，他好像已经被密封到一个山洞里，然后那里面很热，然后他基本上是在欢迎死亡。他因为山洞被封了，他几乎就没法呼吸。然后突然间他就感觉他非常轻，飘起来，见到非常亮的光。然后他问他你是不是现在还很痛苦？他说没有了，他在等那个 masters， 就是等那些灵啊。然后突然间他又非常快的落下来了，他好像又落到一个身体里。因为一般情况下他会是先是通过那个 masters 先有一个等待的地方，然后等待完以后才会重新投生。这一次是还没等到 master 就直接又落回一个身体，他自己也很奇怪。I see buildings with round columns. There are many buildings. We are outside. There are trees, olive trees around. It's very beautiful. We are watching something. People have on very funny masks. These cover their faces. It's some festivity. They're dressed in long robes and they have masks that cover their faces. They pretend to be what they are not. They are on a platform above where we sit. Are you watching a play? Yes. What do you look like? Look at yourself. I have brown hair. My hair is in a braid. She paused. Her description of herself and the presence of olive trees. And her where? Her description of herself and the presence of olive trees reminded me of Catherine's Greek-like lifetime, 1500 years before Christ, when I was her teacher, Diogenes. I decided to investigate. Do you know the date? No. Are there people with you that you know? Yes, my husband is sitting next to me. I don't know him. In her present lifetime. Do you have children? I am with child now. Her choices of words was interesting. Somehow ancient and not at all like Catherine's conscious style. Is your father there? I do not see him. You are there somewhere. but not with me, so I was right. We were back 35 centuries. What do I do there? You are just watching, but you teach. We have learned from you. Squares and circles, funny things. Diogenes, you are there. What else do you know of me? You are old. Somehow we are related. You are my mother's brother. Do you know others of my family? I know your wife and your children. You have sons. 2 of them are older than I. My mother has died. She died very young. Has your father raised you? Yes, but I'm married now. You are expecting a baby? Yes, I'm afraid I don't want to die while the baby is born. OK，这一世又变得很有趣了。他好像回到古希腊。他说他的这个建筑是用那种圆圆的柱子啊，什么有很多建筑，他们在外面还有那个橄榄树。他们好像在一个剧场在看戏，然后台子上很多人表演啊什么的，有些人还戴着面具，然后他的头发是棕色的，他头发还是编了辫子。然后这个医生也出现在他的这一世里面，这个医生是一个老师，叫丢金。丢金因为之前在 Catherine 的这个回忆里面，曾经他提到过丢金，而且那这一世等于说他又重新回到了这个丢金的这一世。这一世是基本上3500年前，是公元前1500年，就古希腊的时候。然后他就问他，他说那我在那里，他是看到他了，然后他说那我在那里是干什么的？他是老师，他是教人这些什么几何吧，有正方形啊，有圆形啊什么，他说有趣的东西。然后他说他还认识他的家庭，而且他们还是亲戚，他是他妈妈的兄弟，那不是他舅舅。然后他说他在怀孕了，马上要生宝宝，但是他不想在生宝宝的时候死掉。然后他问他说是不是那个他妈妈生宝宝的时候死的？他说是的，然后他就是很害怕那个生宝宝的时候会死。And you are afraid it will happen to you also. It happens many times. Is this your first child? Yes, I'm frightened. I expect it soon. I'm very big. It is uncomfortable for me to move. It's cold. She had moved herself ahead in time. The baby was about to be born. Catherine had never had a baby, and I had not delivered any in the 14 years since my obstetrics rotation in medical school. Where are you? I inquired. I'm lying on something stone. It's very cold. I'm having pain. Somebody must help me. Somebody must help me. I told her to breathe deeply. The baby would be born without pain. She was panting and groaning at the same time. Her labor lasted several more agonizing minutes, and then her child was born. She had a daughter. Did you feel better now? Very weak, so much blood. Do you know what you will name her? No, I'm too tired. I want my baby. Your baby is here. I ad-libbed a little ago. Yes, my husband is pleased. She was exhausted, and I instructed her to take a short nap and to awake refreshed. After a minute or two, I awakened her from the nap. Do you feel better now? 哇 ，OK， 他在这个前世里面生孩子，他非常害怕生孩子，因为 他妈妈就是死于那个生产的时候，然后这是他第一个孩子，他躺在很硬的东西，像石头一样上面生的，非常冷。然后过了几分钟，反正孩子就出生了，他就觉得很累，然后他这个累是在这个现实生活中这种累，然后这个医生就说，那你还是先打个盹儿，先睡一会儿，然后等到醒了以后再看。这个是这个打个盹儿可能是在那个催眠状态里，在前世打个盹儿，过了1-2分钟他就把他给叫醒了。Do you feel better now? Yes, I see animals. They are carrying something on their back. They have baskets on them. There are many things in the baskets. Food, some red fruits. Is it a pretty land? Yes, with much food. Do you know the name of the land? What do you call it when strangers ask you the name of the village? Cassinia. Cassinia. It sounds like a Greek tongue, I prompt. I don't know that. Do you know that? You have been away from the village and returned. I have not. This was a twist, since in that lifetime I was her uncle, older and wiser. She was asking me if I knew the answer to my own question. Unfortunately, I did not have access to that information. Have you lived all your life in the village? I asked. Yes, she whispered, but you travel, so you can know what you teach. You travel to learn the land, the different trade routes, so you can put them down and make maps. You are old. You go with the younger people because you understand the charts. You are very wise. Which charts do you mean? Charts of the stars? You understand the symbols. You can help them to make maps. Do you recognize other people from the village? I don't know them, but I know you. All right. How is our relationship? Very good. You are very kind. I like to just sit next to you. It's very comforting. You have helped us. You have helped my sisters. There comes a time, though, when I must leave you, for I'm old. No, she was not ready to deal with my death. I see some bread, flat bread, very flat and thin. Are people eating the bread? Yes, my father and my husband and I. And other people in the village. What is the occasion? It is some festival. Is your father there? Yes. Is your baby there? Yes. But she's not with me. She's with my sister. Look closely at your sister, I suggested, looking for that recognition of a significant person in Catherine's current life. Yes, I do not know her. Do you recognize your father? Yes, Edward. There are figs, and olives, and red root. There's flatbread, and they have killed some sheep. They're roasting the sheep. There was a long pause. I see something white. She had again progressed herself in time. It's a white, it's a square box. It's where they put people when they die. Did someone die then? Yes, my father. I don't like to look at him. I don't want to see him. Do you have to look? Yes, they'll take him away to burn him. I feel very sad. Yes, I know. How many children do you have? The reporter in me was not letting her grieve. I have 3, 2 boys and a girl. After dutifully answering my question, she returned to her grief. They have put his body under some cover. He seemed very sad. Have I died by this time too? No, we are drinking some grapes. Grapes in a cup. What do I look like now? You are very, very old. Are you feeling better yet? No. When you die, I will be alone. Have you outlived your children? They will take care of you. But you know so much. She sounded like a little girl. You will get by. You know a lot too. You will be safe. I reassured her, and she appeared to be resting peacefully. Are you more peaceful? Where are you now? I don't know. She had apparently crossed over into a spiritual state. Even though she had not experienced her death in that lifetime, this week we had gone through 2 lifetimes in considerable detail. I awaited the masters, but Catherine continued to rest. After several more minutes of waiting, I asked her if she could talk to the master spirits. I have not reached that plane, she explained. I cannot speak until I do. She never did reach that plane. After much waiting, I brought her out of the trance. 好，这一章就结束。最后这一段就是他还是在希腊，然后他问他这是什么地方，他看到一头什么呀？一个动物，动物的背上还有一个篮子，篮子里有很多食物，还有一些红色的水果。他问他这个村子是什么名字？这个村子叫 Casina， 好像是什么希腊的一个小城一样。然后他问他那个有没有，问他什么呀？他说你是不是一生都在这个村子里？他说是的。他说这个就这个医生在那一世里面是也已经很老了，但是那些年轻人要去旅行的时候会带上他，因为他懂得那个地图了，懂 chart。什么没有什么特别的状态，就是后来最后的时候，他看到是一个像是一个葬礼一样的，就是他的父亲在里面是死掉了，放在一个方形的棺材里，而且还要火化，好像。然后呢，他问他说他有没有死，就这个 Dr. Brian Weiss 有没有死？他说没有死，但是他说如果他死了，他就会那个变成一个人，会比较伤心。他说这个医生在那时是一个智者，懂得很多。然后他就过去了，他还在等待着，因为他之前每一次死后就会进入到那个就是那所谓的那个灵的状态，他这一次没有进入到灵的状态，所以那个 Master Spirit 那个主灵也没有办法通过他来传话。然后他说他这一次没有 I have not reached that plane， 他这次没有进入那个 plane， 然后他就把他叫醒了，从催眠中叫醒了，就 brought her out of trance。 OK， 这个就读完了。